surgery the natural next step for Reiki practitioners? So if you practice Reiki, you already know something most people don't. You know that what's happening beneath the surface of the body is real. You can feel it. You can work with it. You've watched people shift, laying there on your table in ways that defy what anyone else could call coincidence. But today I'm going to share with you, practitioner to practitioner, there is actually another layer underneath the one that you're already working with. And if you do Reiki, you are going to want to listen to this information because you, above else, are more ready for this information than almost anyone else. So welcome to my channel. I'm Claire Gorman. I'm an advanced Akashic Records practitioner, channel and spiritual teacher. I've been training practitioners in psychic surgery for a couple of years now. And what I find consistently, without exception, is that Reiki people take to this work immediately. And it makes complete sense because you're already attuned to particular symbols and frequency energy work. You're already understanding that you and your hands are a conduit, not the source, and that psychic surgery is simply the next progression of that knowing. So if you're ready, let's dive in. And I'm going to answer the main question, what psychic surgery actually is. So let me be direct about what this is and what it isn't, because sometimes the name puts people off. So first of all, nobody is cutting anyone open. There are no physical instruments and no physical contact required. In fact, I do my psychic surgery sessions over Zoom and long distance healing, so I actually don't even see the client. What psychic surgery actually involves is taking a client up to the astral temples and healing chambers that exist on the 4th, 5th and 6th planes of existence, placing them on crystal healing beds, or some people call them med beds now, and inviting their personal team of light beings to perform healing work directly on their multi-dimensional body. And you've probably seen around a lot of people talking lately about med beds, which is laying on particular energy beds while light beings work on you. And that's exactly what psychic surgery is. The concept is not new, it's just that people are calling it different things. Now, we call it surgery because that's the most accurate description of what actually happens. So when we take a surgeon, right, a surgeon operates, they sterilize the room, the theatre, they open the body and they get stuck in. Psychic surgery, you are creating an energetically sterile container. You open up the client's aura and energy body and you invite their light beings who have been performing this type of energy healing for millions and trillions of years to come in and do what they do best. So that's where the names cross over, because we're using sterile healing containers. And this process is very, very fast. And the reason it's so fast and so deep is the client isn't in their story anymore. No talking through the problems, no revisiting trauma. They are in a hypnotic meditative state on the crystal bed, and their team is working directly on what needs to shift, not the surface layer, not the story or what they're presenting with, the actual issue. And honestly, why Reiki practitioners are already primed for this. So when I first started out as a healer, I would call what I did very vanilla. I did powerful, but vanilla compared to what I do today. You know, I did belief work, I worked a lot on money and manifestation, fairly traditional energy healing. I love manifesting, I love the law of abundance, I loved working on, you know, oaths and vows, curses and contracts, all of the fun, juicy stuff. I never thought I'd be doing today what I do today. Because what I do today is not surface level shifts. And the transition, the shift happened in layers. And one of the most pivotal changes was me understanding that I didn't have to be doing the healing work myself. My job was actually to set up the right energetic container, open the space and be the interpreter, the channel, which I am just a natural channel, between the client and their team, and allow these beautiful light beings to come in and do the rest. And as a Reiki practitioner, you're already understanding this energetically. You know you are an energy channel. You know your healing, the healing intelligence isn't coming from you personally. Psychic surgery takes that understanding and gives it a precise framework, detection, extraction and recalibration. Your team detects what's present, extracts what needs to go, and then recalibrates the energy body with what belongs there instead. And then we use a law, the law of vacuum, that is applied here because we make sure that we never leave an empty space. We're always replacing what's been removed with an energy upgrade. And what's beautiful about psychic surgery is that you start to see what's in their energy field. You start to see the chakras opening, the layers of the aura. You start to, even if you zoom in, you start to see sacred geometry. And the light beings will show you what they're doing and why. And the longer you work with them, the more fluent that communication becomes. So you're probably already screaming at me going, okay, so who shows up? Who's behind the team? And this is what actually surprises a lot of practitioners the most, and what makes psychic surgery unlike anything else. Your psychic surgery team is personal. They are not generic guides. You can call in generic guides, but who turn up first are your own personal team. They are specific to you, to your soul lineage, and also to the client you are working with. When I work with a client, their team shows up, and also my team supports. So I've had angels come through, Archangel Michael. I use Archangel Michael actually as a bit like an energetic Dyson, and he's always hoovering and working on someone's energy and their solar plexus and just pulling all that old trauma out. I've had dragons turn up, which I'll come back to another time. I've had fairies, elementals, ancestors have been there witnessing. My soul of origin is a Palladian, so I've got Palladian beings, galactic healers, priestesses, goddesses, and I've also had what I call very professional medical beings, and energetic surgery in that surgical attire show up. And then they've got like the big glowing lights. So it does look like a theatre lights as well. But actually what shows up is exactly what the client needs and what they can receive. And one of the things I really love about psychic surgery, it doesn't have any hierarchy of what's acceptable. Angels and dragons and earth elementals will all show up and work together because that's what matters. It is what the client needs and what the how the healing needs to take place, not our own personal preferences. And for Reiki practitioners, the angelic connection tends to be very strong from the start. You've likely already been working alongside a lot of these beings, but you haven't fully introduced yourself to, perhaps. And psychic surgery gives you a formal container to invite them in properly, work with them consciously, and learn from them in return. One of the most important things I will say is you must stop absorbing your client's energy. This is very practical, and I want to be completely honest about it. Before I worked with my psychic surgery team, I was a healer doing a lot of the energy work, really doing it. And while my energy hygiene was very, very good, there were still sessions that cost me something. And it's very common in Reiki and energy healing communities to find practitioners who are extremely exhausted or who are naturally taking on the weight of the client, the energy weight, and they're getting sick and eventually pull back from doing a lot of sessions because they're depleted. So I was a practitioner that was doing about 60 sessions a month at one point, 60, without burning out. And because I was not the one doing the heavy lifting, the psychic surgery team was doing the work. I was just the interpreter. You're the voice between the team and the client. You hold the space and you translate what is actually happening. And when the session ends, you always make sure that you cut the cords and you hand the client back into the light and you're done. Nothing comes with you. Because for empaths and sensitives who are already doing a lot of energy healing, consciously and unconsciously, this is a complete game changer. You can genuinely expand your practice without expanding your personal energetic cost. And what you truly find out when you start working this way, because what happened for me was something quite unexpected. When Reiki practitioners actually learn psychic surgery, the modality unlocks something profound within you. In my training, I've seen students channeling light language. They didn't even know that they could speak. I've seen people remember healing techniques from other lifetimes. I've seen someone entire business identity shift because what came through during psychic surgery practice sessions, not because I taught them into it, but because psychic surgery by its nature is a remembering. You're not here to learn something foreign. You're here to be reconnected to what you've already done across many incarnations. And it's bringing your team in to assist you. They want to do this work through you. If you're listening to this and you're drawn to this work, that pull is pure true information. The Reiki path teaches you that you are a channel for healing. Psychic surgery teaches the healers on the other side of that channel actually are and how to work with them directly, intentionally and precisely. Psychic surgery is next level mastery, and it is a natural next step. So if you're interested in training Psychic Surgery Practitioner certification through the School of Mastery, it's a 6-week full certification through the IICT. You'll receive scripts, protocols, live demonstration, practice swaps, and direct access to your psychic surgery team from week 1. It's very much suitable for Reiki practitioners, energy healers, and anyone already working with subtle body who is ready to go deeper. Have a look below at the dates or contact me directly via clairegorman.com.au. And as I said, my name is Claire Gorman. I'm an advanced Akashic Records practitioner, teacher, channel, founder of the Temple of Ascension and School of Mastery, which is an IICT accredited training institution. I train practitioners in psychic surgery, quantum jumping, timeline shifting, and advanced Akashic record work. My psychic surgery practitioner certification, covering all the framework, astral plane navigation, the 3 pillars of detection, extraction, and recalibration, and working with your personal light beings, your team, for client sessions with correct protocols, and helping you build a certified practice.